Hello, team. How's everybody doing? It is Tuesday. We do these every Tuesday, so that shouldn't be hard for me to remember. It is Tuesday, May 24th, 2022. Hope everybody's Tuesday is off to just a fantastic start. We're going to have a quick chat today about scaling and modifying workouts, even if you can do the workout. Even if you can do the movements, even if you can do the loading, because sometimes it's okay to scale the workout or modify the workout, not just based on your physical abilities or limitations. Sometimes you just don't feel like doing something, like between the ears, you're just head's not in it, and you're either going to blow the whole thing off entirely, or if you make some sort of adjustment, okay, then you can talk yourself into getting in there, moving your body, and putting another brick in the wall. And so that's going to be a good thing. Quick funny story. I think last Tuesday when I did this, I get my phone set up so that I don't have any disruptions during this live video. Phone calls, FaceTimes, text messaging, shut all those notifications off. And what's funny is sometimes just putting it on Do Not Disturb, even though that's supposed to do that, sometimes it doesn't, is what I've learned anyway. Things will still come through, disrupt the transmission. So I actually have to go in and shut all of those things off, like disable phone calls, disable text, and all of that. 99.9% of the time, I remember that I did that, and then when I stop the video, I go in and I turn all those things on so that my phone works properly. Last week, I forgot, after I finished the video, to go in and turn all those things back on. So for the entire day, I received no phone calls, no text messages, no nothing. And I didn't figure it out till the end of the night that I had left all those things disabled. And I'll tell you what, it was one of the most glorious, fantastic days I've had in a long time. I had not realized how much of a distraction everything involving your phone was until I accidentally totally left it off for a day, and it was so nice. So anyway, maybe do that every now and then for your own sanity. Just shut the phone off. So anyway, all right, I was already distracted. Back to what we're talking about. The workout I'm going to use as an example of scaling and modifying, even if you can do the movements, even if you can do the loading, but just between the ears you need a break because you're just not feeling it. That's okay. It's okay. Try to break people free of this Rx'd or nothing. It has to be the way that it's written or nothing. Ideally, even if you're going to scale or modify the workout, you would try to check out what's going on and then try to replicate the stimulus to the best of your ability, right? And that would be great, because each workout isn't programmed randomly. Each workout is programmed based upon what we did the day before that, the week before that, what we're doing tomorrow. So it's got this flow. So it'd be nice to preserve that as much as you can, but feel free to tweak it a little bit, right? So here we go. The workout I'm going to use as an example took place 3 days ago on May 21st. It was an EMOM, every minute on the minute for 24 minutes, and it had 4 different movements in it. Minute number 1, as many bar muscle-ups as you can do. Minute number 2, ring dips. As many ring dips as you can do, and it'd be prescribed as kipping. Minute number 3, your favorite and mine, the L-sit. How long can you accumulate an L-sit? Minute 4 is a fantastic minute. It's rest. You do nothing. But there's a reason that you do nothing on minute 4. Because in minute 5, you hop on the rower and you pull and get as many calories as you can in a 1-minute sprint on the rower. Then minute 6 is rest, so that you get a minute rest before it starts back over again. So bar muscle ups, minute of bar muscle ups, minute of ring dips, minute trying to do an L-sit, rest, minute on the rower, rest. 24-minute EMOM, so for all you math aficionados at home, you're going to wind up doing each one of those things 4 different times. 4 sets of bar muscle-ups, 4 sets of ring dips, etc., etc., etc. Not a barbell in sight, as we like to say at Linchpin. And it's funny, it could be another rabbit hole I'll keep myself from going down. The not a barbell in sight workouts are some of the sneakiest, most devastating, challenging workouts out there. And they always catch people off guard because you see a heavy barbell, hey, it's a heavy barbell, it's going to be challenging. I think everybody forgets how challenging it is just moving your own body and trying to control your body as you move it through space, which is just gymnastics. So anyway, this workout, I was thinking about talking about it because I changed it that day. I had exactly that experience. I was like, I'm not feeling this. I don't want to do it. Fitness sucks. I'm tired. Blah blah blah. And then Nick B, who is quite active and a big part of Linchpin, had obviously the same experience because he posted in the private Facebook group his thoughts on the day, and I screenshotted his message that day, and I think I even left in the comments, you're giving me a podcast episode idea because it was already on my mind. So he's got a photo of him doing ring rows with his feet up on a box, which obviously ring rows are not one of the movements that I mentioned, so he made a change. This is his post. It says, honesty first. I looked at other workouts trying to avoid today. We've all been there, right? None of the different variations from the Rx to the wild card to the limited equipment option to the no equipment option looked appealing. I woke up really sore from yesterday's snatches, but after some pacing and deliberating, I landed on scaling the Rx workouts, replacing the bar muscle-ups with ring rows with my feet on a 24-inch box, and all ring dips were done strict. Wow, wow, wow. And then he posts all of his different scores for the 4 different things. So that's absolutely fantastic, right? And think about what he did. He modified it in a way that, and maybe played a mental trick on himself, that he'll get into the gym and now, okay, I'll actually do that. Didn't feel like doing bar muscle-ups. I'm going to change it to ring rows with my feet in a box. Still doing an upper body pull. Absolutely good to go. Is it exactly the same as a bar muscle-up? No. Quite frankly, who cares? It's a win. It's a wildly functional and fantastic upper body pull. And then doing the ring dips strict instead of kipping. I'm a huge fan of strict pull-ups, a huge fan of strict ring dips, a huge fan of strict anything. If at any point in time you want to remove something that has a kip to it and do it strict, yeah, it'll slow you down a little bit, but who cares? You're still doing a fantastic functional movement, and strict ring dips are just an incredible strength builder. So Nick made a fantastic decision and modified it in a way that made him smile. He got in the workout. Fitness was achieved. My experience on that very same workout, obviously that workout just tripped up a lot of people. My experience, which I thought initially looking at it that I was going to go after it and go after it pretty hard, right? But as we say, no plan survives contact with the enemy. The last week or so has not been a great week of sleep with a little baby. She's getting over a little bit of a head cold or something. Babies are always sick. And so long story short, I haven't had a great night's sleep. So my original plan, this is not what I wound up doing. This was my original plan as I looked at that workout. My original plan was, okay, I know that I can't do bar muscle-ups even if I want to. I'm certainly not the world's tallest guy, but our garage height and our pull-up bar allows ample room, barely, for my wife to do bar muscle-ups, but not for me to do bar muscle-ups. So I was going to replace the bar muscle-ups with strict pull-ups, because strict pull-ups are awesome. And then my plan was in the ring dips, do the ring dips as planned, kipping ring dips, that was my plan. L-sit, my plan was to do it prescribed, and then the row, do the row. So the only thing I thought I was going to change was the bar muscle-ups to strict pull-ups. Well, when that day came, much like some other people have experienced, I was just not feeling it, didn't want to do it, tired. Strict pull-ups, I just didn't feel like I had any juice whatsoever. And so I kind of just, as I was warming up, I was rolling things around in my head. I'm like, what could I do that would be fun? Because it's okay to have fun in the gym, right? Shocking. All training doesn't have to be boring. What could I do that's fun, I'll actually want to do, I can trick myself into keeping moving, so I keep the intensity up, and I will still preserve the stimulus largely. And so my little squirrel brain did a little research, and here's what I came up with. I came up with a couple things that I haven't done in a really long time. And I'll tell you what, I was not shortchanged in any way, shape, or form. So, first thing I did, in place of the bar muscle-ups that I thought I would do strict pull-ups, obviously didn't do that, I did jumping pull-ups. Jumping pull-ups, that's right. 16 or 17 years into CrossFit, even though I posted some video, was it a week or two ago? It was on my personal Instagram page that I maxed out my strict pull-ups. And I can't even remember what I got. It was somewhere over 20 strict pull-ups. So even though I'm fine at pull-ups, I did jumping pull-ups. Okay, which some people might say, well, that's not something that a seasoned athlete would do. That's a beginner movement and all that. Blah, bitty, blah, bitty, blah. Jumping pull-ups are fantastic. So I did jumping pull-ups, and my goal was just to use as little leg as possible to still make it largely an upper body pull. But the jumping pull-up, with the leg assist, once the fatigue started to come in, would allow me to get far more reps in every minute than I would have on bar muscle-ups, or I would have with kipping pull-ups or strict pull-ups. Now, there's the potential with a jumping pull-up or something like that in an unconditioned, deconditioned, newer athlete. There's a rhabdo concern. I wasn't concerned with that based upon how long I've been training and all that. And the concern for that largely comes from if somebody is overly controlling the lowering, controlling the eccentric portion, and not just letting yourself kind of come back down. I was obviously aware of that, executing them properly, and so those jumping pull-ups smoked me. They were fantastic. Biceps lit up, chest lit up, lats lit up, and of course they're far more gassing metabolically because you can keep going, and they were just a fantastic piece of variance. Then for the next portion, the ring dip, I did the exact same thing. Jumping ring dips. Yep, jumping ring dips. I would go all the way down to the bottom of the ring dip, so like my bicep touched the ring, but then I would leg assist, jump up to the top, and once I reached the top of the ring dip, I would hold it for just 1 second, just a 1/1000, to make sure that I fully controlled the rings, they were good and tight to my body, and I had that upper position. Right back down, fire the legs, right back up to the top. And as you can imagine, that allowed me once again to get a number of ring dips per minute that would not have been possible kipping or would not have been possible strict. And so it was another, certainly preserved the stimulus, right? Bar muscle ups became jumping pull-ups. It's still an upper body pull. I'm going to be fine. Kipping ring dips became jumping ring dips. I'm going to be fine. On the L sit, wasn't feeling that either. I just broke up the parallettes and did a knee tuck, tucked my knees in, and just, held that position until I wanted to cry, during the 1 minute deal. Certainly did not hold it 1 minute. I'm here to tell you that. Even a knee tuck is so challenging on the midline. Did the rest, and then I did the row as prescribed. So that original workout, think of it as like, clay, pottery, something like that. You've got this lump of clay and you know that it's supposed to be a bowl, a cup, or whatever it is, but you've got some creative freedom with how you want to mold that thing. And multiple people could mold it in different ways, make 15 different styles of a cup. They still all serve the general purpose, but they each did it in just a way that met them where they were that day, kept them fired up, kept them smiling, and life was good. So all of that is possible, and that's just an example of you can scale a workout, even a workout that you have the capacity to do prescribed. You can do the movements, you can do the loading, you can do all of that. You are still authorized to scale or modify that workout to meet however you're feeling physically or between the ears on any given day. And once you give yourself that grace, working out can be really fun, and you don't have to dread any days walking into the gym. Fitness will still be achieved. It's another brick in the wall. Life is good. So that's it. Have a wonderful Tuesday, everybody. Make good decisions in the gym so that we're all still doing this 5, 10, and 15 years later, right? These are the sort of things that will help support long-term health and fitness so that your knees, back, and shoulders feel good and you're not unnecessarily beating yourself up just to say that you did something RX and put your name on the leaderboard. It's probably not going to treat you well as the years tick by. So that's it. Have a great day, and we will talk later.